Before we begin, welcome back. If you love rare and valuable old US coins, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're exploring some of the most unique American Washington quarter dollar coins and discovering what they're worth in today's market. If you enjoy coin collecting, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. First, the 1989 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P mint mark is a popular coin among collectors because it represents a long-running series in United States coinage. Although millions of these quarters were produced, every coin should still be examined carefully before spending it. A standard 1989 P Washington quarter in very fine condition. A coin described as being in very fine condition has seen moderate circulation but still retains most of its important design details. George Washington's portrait should remain clear, with visible facial features and portions of the hair still showing detail, even though some wear is present on the highest points. The reverse design should also display clear details, with the eagle and lettering remaining strong despite normal circulation. Small scratches, contact marks, and light surface wear are expected for a circulated coin of this age and generally reduce its appeal slightly, but they do not eliminate all collector interest. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters during 1989, making the regular issue readily available today. Because of this high production, collectors usually seek either exceptionally preserved examples or coins with unusual mint errors. A normal circulated coin without any significant error is not considered rare. However, many collectors still enjoy assembling complete Washington quarter collections, and they often purchase attractive circulated examples to fill the appropriate date and mint mark spaces in their albums. Collectors should always inspect a 1989 P quarter carefully for possible mint errors. Valuable errors may include doubled die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, missing clad layers, broad strikes, or other striking abnormalities that occurred during the minting process. Genuine mint errors are much less common than standard coins and may increase the value significantly depending on the type of error, its visibility, and the overall condition of the coin. If an unusual feature appears to be part of the minting process rather than damage after circulation, professional authentication is recommended before estimating its value. It is also important to remember that many marks found on circulated coins are simply the result of everyday use. Scratches from contact with other coins, worn edges, and minor discoloration are normal and usually do not indicate a rare variety. Damage caused after the coin left the mint generally lowers collector value instead of increasing it. Learning to distinguish genuine mint errors from ordinary circulation damage is an important skill for anyone interested in coin collecting. One of the most common mistakes people make is cleaning old coins before trying to sell them. Cleaning removes the natural surface that collectors appreciate and often leaves fine hairline scratches that are easily detected. Even gentle polishing can permanently reduce a coin's collector value. For that reason, experienced collectors recommend leaving the coin exactly as it was found and storing it in a protective holder to prevent additional wear or environmental damage. If your 1989 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia Mint mark is simply a normal very fine example with a few scratches and no confirmed mint errors, its realistic market value today is generally between $800,000. While this may not seem like a large amount, it is still worthwhile to examine every quarter carefully because rare error varieties and exceptionally preserved examples can be worth much more than ordinary circulated coins. Careful inspection, proper storage, and avoiding cleaning are the best ways to preserve any potential collector value and ensure the coin remains in the best possible condition for future evaluation. Next, the 1984 Washington quarter with a Philadelphia P mint mark is one of the many coins that circulated widely across the United States during the 1980s. It features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the front and the heraldic eagle design on the back, a classic design that remained in use for many years before the state quarters program began. Because the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these quarters, they are still commonly found in circulation, coin jars, and old collections. As a result, most examples are not considered rare unless they have exceptional preservation or a genuine mint error. If your 1984 P Washington quarter is in good circulated condition with some scratches from normal everyday use, its value in today's market is usually between $600,000. Coins that have moderate wear, light scratches, and signs of circulation are generally worth only a small premium above their face value. Collectors can easily find circulated examples, so there is limited demand for ordinary coins with visible wear. A quarter that has been heavily scratched, cleaned, bent, or otherwise damaged will usually remain worth only its face value of thousands. The condition of a coin is one of the biggest factors affecting its value. Collectors carefully examine the amount of wear on George Washington's portrait, the sharpness of the eagle's feathers, the remaining mint luster, and the overall appearance of the coin. A coin with strong details, fewer marks, and attractive surfaces will always bring more interest than one with heavy wear or noticeable damage. Even small scratches can reduce a coin's desirability because collectors generally prefer coins with natural, undamaged surfaces. Another important factor is whether the coin has any unusual mint errors. Although standard 1984 P quarters are common, certain error coins can be worth significantly more. Collectors search for off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, double strikes, die cracks, and other genuine minting mistakes. These errors are relatively rare because most coins produced by the United States Mint met strict quality standards before entering circulation. If a 1984 P quarter displays a dramatic and authentic mint error, its value can increase from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the type and severity of the error. Some collectors also search for high-grade uncirculated examples. A coin that has never entered circulation and still displays its original mint luster with almost no contact marks can be worth considerably more than a circulated example. Professionally graded mint state coins with outstanding eye appeal have sold for much higher prices at auctions because they are much harder to find than ordinary circulated pieces. However, these premium values do not apply to coins showing normal circulation wear and scratches. If you own a 1984 Washington quarter with a P mint mark, it is a good idea to inspect it carefully under bright lighting using a magnifying glass. Look for unusual features, strong details, and signs of a possible mint error. Do not clean or polish the coin, even if it appears dirty, because cleaning can permanently reduce its collector value. Store the coin in a protective holder to help prevent additional scratches and preserve its condition for the future. For a typical 1984 Washington quarter with a Philadelphia P mint mark in good circulated condition and showing some scratches, a realistic value in today's market is approximately $650,000. While it is an interesting piece of American coinage and a great addition to a collection, most circulated examples remain affordable because of their large original mintage. Only coins with exceptional preservation, certified high grades, or genuine mint errors are likely to command significantly higher prices in today's numismatic market. Next, the 1981 Washington quarter with the D mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint and remains one of the many quarters that can still be found in circulation, old collections, coin jars, and inherited coin albums. Because hundreds of millions of these quarters were struck, the majority are considered common coins. Even so, collectors continue to search for well-preserved examples because condition plays a major role in determining value. A coin that has been carefully stored for decades will usually attract more interest than one that has experienced heavy circulation and damage. If your 1981 D Washington quarter is in extra fine condition, it should still display strong design details. George Washington's portrait should remain sharp, with most of the hair details visible despite light wear on the highest points. The lettering around the rim should be complete and easy to read, while the date and the D mint mark should be bold and clearly defined. On the reverse, the eagle should still show noticeable feather detail, although the highest areas may display light signs of circulation. Extra fine coins have seen use in everyday commerce but have not been worn to the point where the major design elements have disappeared. You also mentioned that the coin has some scratches. Scratches are considered damage that occurred after the coin left the United States Mint. Even if the overall detail qualifies for an extra fine grade, noticeable scratches reduce collector demand because most buyers prefer coins with original, undisturbed surfaces. The deeper and more visible the scratches are, the greater the impact they will have on the coin's value. Small hairline marks from normal handling may have only a slight effect, while larger scratches across Washington's portrait or the reverse design can lower the value considerably in today's market. A normal 1981 D Washington quarter in extra fine condition with some scratches is generally worth between $700,000. Many examples trade only for face value because they are so common and because collectors usually seek cleaner, problem-free coins. If the same coin had no scratches and displayed attractive natural surfaces, it could sell for a modest premium, although it would still not be considered a rare date. Coins in about uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those professionally graded, are much more desirable and can be worth several dollars or significantly more depending on their certified grade. Collectors should always inspect a 1981 D quarter for genuine mint errors before assuming it is an ordinary coin. Rare errors such as off-center strikes, major die cracks, clipped planchets, broad strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers can increase value far beyond that of a normal circulated quarter. These varieties are uncommon and require careful examination. Ordinary scratches, stains, corrosion, or cleaning marks are not mint errors and do not add value. It is also important not to clean the coin. Cleaning may seem like a way to improve its appearance, but it often leaves fine scratches and removes the natural surface that collectors prefer. A cleaned coin is usually worth less than an untouched coin with honest circulation wear. The safest way to preserve the quarter is to place it in a protective holder and handle it only by the edges whenever possible. If you believe the coin looks better than typical circulated examples or has an unusual feature, you may want to compare it with known mint errors or have it examined by an experienced coin dealer or professional grading service. Based on the information provided, a single 1981D Washington quarter in extra fine condition with some scratches has a realistic market value today of approximately $850,000. While it is an interesting collectible and a nice addition to a Washington quarter collection, it does not normally command a high premium unless it has a verified mint error or exceptional uncirculated quality.